Alrighty, everyone. So I have put this off for a while. I meant to do this probably about a week ago, but my opinion just keeps changing and keeps adding. So this is my Halo Infinite multiplayer beta review. I'm going to be going over the things I like, the things I don't like, and the changes that have happened from previous Halo games, and my take on those changes. So first, I wanna get the pros out of the way. So this is a great game. It's really what I said they needed. So it's a really basic game. There's not a bunch of gimmicks and armor abilities and sprinting and flying around. It's a really basic game with good gunplay, smooth gunplay. It's fairly balanced too. The gunplay is reasonably balanced, especially for a game at launch. I remember when Halo 4 came out. The DMR was just super overpowered, and we don't have anything like that really going on in Halo Infinite. The only unbalanced gun I can think of is really the plasma pistol. It's really useless now. It doesn't even disable vehicles anymore, and the tracking seems like it got a little bit of a downgrade from previous games. But other than that, the guns are fairly balanced. They're reasonably balanced for something at launch. It needs the shotgun probably needs a little bit of a buff too, but really, there's not a lot more you can ask for a brand new game coming fresh out the bat. They're gonna buff and nerf things, so obviously the guns need balancing. There's also new weapons. They've taken out quite a few old weapons. Obviously, they got the assault rifle, the battle rifle, the pistol, the plasma pistol. But it's not like they just brought all the old guns in. They're really starting. They got really the base ones that you really need, but there's a lot of new weapons in this game, especially a lot of Covenant weapons in this game that are honestly kind of refreshing. They have a lot of new weapons, and they're all reasonably balanced. But this is a live service game, meaning that they're going to be adding content as time goes on. It's not like they're just going to release it, and this is what we're getting for the end of time. They are taking advantage of, the whole digital space to not just correct errors that they have in the game, but add content to it. There are some guns I would like to see come back. I would like to see the DMR come back and maybe make it like a 5-shot kill, like a reasonably close range, and like a 6-shot kill. And maybe you don't have to get a headshot for the last kill. You just kind of got to hit the upper body or something. That would be something cool to add. Try to keep it, reasonably balanced, but also keep it usable too. And then another thing I really like is the AI system. So that's one of the customizable options you have in your customization menu or whatever. You get your own custom AI. You get to customize it a little bit, change up their personality, their shape, their color, that kind of thing. I would like to see kind of more like a physical character, kind of like Cortana, because right now they're just kind of shapes. But the AI system is great. I love that, and I think it's super cool that I get my own little announcer, and I imagine that they're going to add more later on. Maybe you can pay for like Snoop Dogg to announce your game, and he'll be your AI. But now going into the cons. So there is a severe lack of game modes. We're missing lots of game modes here. Don't get me wrong, they have a reasonable selection, but it's just completely lacking from what you'd expect. There's no rocket race, there's no infected, there's no SWAT, nothing like that. Also multi-team. I'm a big fan of multi-team. I know it's not like the most popular game mode, but I really enjoy multi-team. And in this game, they have a new system where people are highlighted, and then they keep their armor color, but they're highlighted with the color of your choosing. And I think that's kind of, I don't know if they even have the capability to do multi-team now that they've picked this system. Multi-team seems like something that could be somewhat of a technical challenge, because I was looking in the options. There's not even an option for a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth and seventh enemy team. It's just your team, the enemy team, and in multi-team, you need to know which team is what. You can't just have your team and the 7 enemy teams all with 2 players, right? You got to know who's on what team. So I think maybe They're going to have to come up with a better way to do that if we're going to have multi-team. And I enjoy multi-team. Maybe their plan is just to never include multi-team, though. Maybe that they just said, it's one of the things they had to cut to get this new system where you get the color armor you always want. If you want to be red all the time, you're going to be red all the time. Even if you get, you're always on the blue team, and the enemy team is always on the red team, and they have a red highlight, or you have a blue highlight for your teammates, and then you can change those options, but those are just the default. And so pro tip here, if you set your armor color to blue, occasionally your enemies will mistake you for a friendly player because they see you're blue, even though your highlight is red. But that's just a hot tip from the Ms. Man. So the melee and splatter system, the hit detection is kind of weird in this game, so you can just walk through your teammates. I don't get why they chose to just make it so you can just walk through your teammates. That doesn't really make sense to me. I don't get why they would do that. But then also the melee system seems really weird. Sometimes you melee and you lunge just a little bit you need. Sometimes you got the commando pro and you've lunged like 6 feet at them. And other times you're standing right next to the guy. You don't even need to lunge at them because you're that close to them and it just does not land. And it seems like it's gotten better over the last week. They just got back to work yesterday. They said, they took Thanksgiving week off, and then they got back to work on Monday, the 29th of November. They got back to work, and they said, we hear you guys. We are making hot fixes right now as we speak. So hopefully they improve that even better. The hit detection also included the splatter system. It seemed like at least the first couple days the game was out, unless you were full speed in your vehicle, hit someone directly in the center, they were not getting splattered. They just get knocked off to the side. And occasionally that happens now, but it seems like over the last week or so they did something to it. Maybe maybe I just got used to it, or maybe not. But I was really getting frustrated by that. The third and fourth day the game was out. That was like my biggest complaint was the melee system. All right. So, of course, we got to talk about the Battle Pass. A lot of people are not happy about the progression system in the Battle Pass, which, so obviously, I'm just going to preface the whole Battle Pass thing by just saying this is all extra stuff. This isn't actually affecting the gameplay. The gameplay is great. Like I said, I really love the gameplay loop. It's a good gameplay loop, very rewarding. And the Battle Pass and the armor customization is just something that is added on extra, with one caveat is the challenge system, which I'll go over later. But the Battle Pass is pretty much just an outright blatant cash grab, and I think the Microsoft is just trying to see what they're going to get away with. I pay for the Game Pass, so I get the game, I don't want to say for free because I pay for the Game Pass, but I'm getting it on a subscription service. It's also kind of the launch title of the Xbox. So maybe they're just trying to make back their $60 that way. They're just going to try and do it through skins. But it's way worse than any game ever. It's like you're literally paying like $20 for the color white, or you're paying $10 for one weapon skin. It's never been this obvious. And I know inflation has been hitting everybody hard this year, especially in Seattle where they're headquartered at. They've seen a lot of inflation, and they've seen a lot of lockdowns over there, so maybe they got to stay profitable somehow, dumping, a bunch of money into all the things they got to do with all their restrictions over there. But this is just a blatant cash grab. It's one of the... They said, the customization system is going to be the best we've ever seen, and this is honestly the worst. If they just took the Halo Reach system and put it into this game, it would be infinitely better. And I thought we could have a compromise. I said this on the Archives podcast a couple episodes ago. Maybe it was a while ago, but I said I wish that I understand that microtransactions are part of the gaming scene now. They're just here to stay. I think it would be unreasonable to ask 343 that they're just not included outright. I don't think that's going to happen. But what I would like is maybe that the weapons are not included in that. So maybe they sell armor or whatever, but then all the weapon stuff is like the earned stuff. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe you pay for the weapons, but all the armor stuff is stuff you've earned. Like I made it to Onyx. I got a little charm on my gun, and it's like the Recon armor helmet, and I got a little emblem with the Onyx symbol on it. So I was hoping that we could get something like this, but what we got was much worse. Obviously, there are some free things in the battle pass. There's so it's 100 levels. Some levels you unlocked more things than just one, more than just one item. Some levels you just get one item. For the free battle pass, you would unlock 66 free items, and 40 of those items were challenge rerolls. So, you'd really only get like 16 free items. That is if you did the whole battle pass, which obviously, so you do get unlimited time to complete this battle pass, but that seems a little ridiculous that 40 of those are challenge rerolls. So, that leads me to the challenge system. So obviously, like I said, the battle pass and the cosmetics are just kind of extra stuff. Even though it's pretty frustrating, it doesn't actually affect the gameplay. But the challenge system is, it's kind of a halfway in between for me, because the challenge system is the game telling you what to do. It gives you some challenges, it gives you some objectives to complete, and these objectives are sometimes just ridiculous objectives, like get 40 kills with like the plasma carbine or whatever, and that gun sucks. More than like Lisa Ann or something, right? That thing is just garbage, and you're just hindering your team whenever you try and complete these challenges, or you're going way out of your way to do challenges that like got nothing to do, or you're doing stuff that you would never do just to get these challenges done to progress your battle pass, because that's the only way to do it, is to do these challenges, these rando challenges that they give you. So that part is extremely frustrating, because I spent the last day and a half finishing up my weekly challenges to progress my battle pass, to unlock my cosmetics, because I paid for the battle pass. So that part was very frustrating, and I was just doing like rando nonsense to unlock this stuff, and it really shouldn't be like that. And there's a lot of complaints. So one of my objectives was to win 3 games of capture the flag. Over the last 2 days, I probably played 5 games to capture the flag, because you can't control what games you're gonna get, and a lot of these challenges are game mode dependent. And at one point you can only work on 4 challenges at one time, and of my 4 challenges, I had play 6 games of Fiesta, win 3 games of capture the flag, and win 3 games of oddball. And so obviously all these challenges are, I can only do one of these 3 at the same time. And then I had some other one that was like something ridiculous, like I think like get 15 kills with a chain gun on the Warthog. And so obviously that was towards the end of my battle pass, or of my weekly challenges, because obviously they get harder as you complete them. So that is extremely frustrating. A lot of people are just hindering their team trying to unlock cosmetics. And obviously, if you're on the team of someone who is just trying to do their battle pass challenges, and they're just like, you see a lot of people just sitting in the spawn on the Warthog turret waiting for the enemies to try and pull the flag or whatever. So that's extremely frustrating, and it really does start to impact the gameplay, even though the gameplay is great. So the next thing I wanted to get into are the changes and how I feel about them. So change I like. Now, when you hold an objective, when you're holding the oddball or you're holding the flag, if you hit an enemy with it, you go to a melee them, it connects, it's no longer a one-hit kill. Now you got to melee people twice, and I think that makes sense. If you're trying to score, if you're like holding an objective, so like an oddball, you just got to hold the ball, your teammates protect you. You shouldn't have an advantage while you're getting points scored to you, You should be at the disadvantage while you're scoring those points. It should be harder for you to score points than not score points. And if someone gets in a melee fight with you, now you have an advantage while you're winning, right? And that, you shouldn't just be, making it easier for people to get points. So I like that. And same thing for capture the flag. You shouldn't be able to just one-hit people while you're carrying it if you roll up on them. I like that. Good one. Active camo has become insane. So you don't even show up the radar on the bottom left. It's not a radar. It's a motion detector. And just because you're invisible, you still create motion. So you are really invisible in this game. That active camo is pretty good. So I think the least they can do is at least put you on the motion detector. I think that's the bare minimum they can do, is throw your booty on that motion detector while you're moving around. Because when you're, as long as you're not sprinting, you're not on the motion detector while you have active camo. That does not make sense to me at all. I do not like how powerful the active camo is. And the last change is the oddball throw. It's no longer an automatic pickup. So in Halo 4, I can't remember about Halo 5, but if you had the oddball, you could throw it at your enemy, and it would force them to pick it up. I didn't really like that. You should always have the choice whether to pick up the objective or not pick up the objective. And I think that they made the right move by removing that feature. Also, you can't throw the oddball anymore. You can like switch weapons, and it kind of goes a few feet ahead of you, and you can sprint and jump at the same time. And obviously that'll add quite a bit of distance to it. But you can't just blatantly throw it like in other games. And I think that is what makes more sense, not in just terms of game balance, but also like, I guess maybe not. It doesn't make real world sense. Obviously, like, if you're a Spartan, you could probably throw the oddball pretty dang far, but it doesn't keep the game balanced. You shouldn't have that much control over a central objective. You could be hiding. You could be in, like, dang near the middle of the map and just be throwing it off the map if you get into some trouble. So I didn't like that, but they changed it. And now you cannot force people to pick up the oddball. You get to choose whether you're picking up the oddball or not. Good choice on 343's choice. So that's pretty much the end of it. This is a beta, and all this frustration we have, it'll all be worth it if 343 makes good changes when the game actually releases, because the game is still in beta, and I plan on doing one of these videos about what changed after the game officially releases. I'll give them a couple weeks maybe, but this is a great game, and keep in mind all of this information I shared is coming through the lens of a competitive player. I really enjoy the competitive side of the game a lot more than like the big team battle. I enjoy quick play. I've been having fun with quick play. The assault rifle and the pistol are fun to use, but I prefer the battle rifle, and I prefer competitive where people are communicating and you're actually trying to work together. But I still have fun, obviously, on quick play. I enjoy big team battle too. I'm not nearly as good at big team battle, but I just kind of wanted to preface that and say all of my information came through the lens of someone who's much more into the competitive side of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to know what you guys think about the game, because I absolutely love this game. I think it's competing with Halo Reach for sure. It probably surpasses it. I really enjoy it. Halo 2 Anniversary was my favorite one. Obviously, I like Halo 2 second best to Anniversary. If you count them the same game, I like Halo 2 the best. And this is like, it's competing with Halo 2 multiplayer. And I think this is a great game. I'm excited to see what they have. I'm super excited about the live service aspect of the game. I'm really hoping they bring back the SAW and the DMR. Those are both some of my favorite guns, but only time will tell. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Peace.